When we think of planets controlled by the Imperium of Man, we instantly think of planets full of massive hive cities surrounded by toxic wastelands, or fortress worlds with orbital defense systems and trillions of soldiers marching through hive complexes. And although these planets do exist, and they're what makes the Imperium so badass, there are also countless planets that are seldom talked about, but are crucial to facilitating the massive war machine that is the Imperial War Complex. The most crucial of all the resources required to maintain the incalculable number of human soldiers is food. Entire planets must be dedicated to the sole purpose of cultivating produce to feed the armies of the Emperor. These planets are known as Agri worlds. When the Imperium of Man conquers a planet, it is the duty of the Adeptus Administratum to classify that planet for its intended use. An Agri world is a planet where everything is devoted to one singular purpose: feeding humanity. These planets are almost always dominated by some planetoid artificial aspect that enhances the desired climate, native livestock, or other natural factors of the world. This can take the form of a massive hydroponic lake, floating fields suspended in hollowed-out planetoids, or algae vats buried deep within the irradiated mountains. Each one of these, although different in the products that they yield, is a vital food source for the billions upon billions of Imperial citizens across the galaxy. Even the slightest crop failure or livestock plague can doom other worlds to horrific starvation or the collapse of an Imperial war front, thus making this often overlooked effort vital for humanity's survival. Though Agri-worlds are each devoted to growing and gathering foodstuff for the ravenous Imperium, each is unique in the way that it goes about doing this, as well as the actual items it produces and exports. Many rely on staples, as these are relatively easy to grow, store, manipulate, and process into a variety of forms for human consumption across the galaxy. Some lucky Agri-worlds concentrate on rarer items and delicacies that could only be produced on that planet. It is the food bound for the tables of the connected and the powerful of the Imperium. And because of this bounty that they produce, agrarian workforces on these planets often are very proud of what they can produce. They develop such devotion to their produce that new religious sects can spring up. These Imperial farmers toil away knowing that their hard work is necessary for the grander design. On other Agri-worlds, the workers might continually travel the surface, following local growing seasons to descend like attacking armies on fields ripe for harvest, and scouring the landscape to remove every morsel of grain, stalk, or other edible life form. More voracious than the swarms of the Tyranids, they leave behind nothing but barren soil before marching off to eradicate the next territory. And then there are those Agri-worlds where there's a strong Adeptus Mechanicus presence, and laborers use bionic scything limbs, and they work alongside monotask harvester servitors, while combat servitors patrol the fields and use their heavy stubbards to discourage marauding creatures from consuming their crops. Even the produce fields vary in size and shape, including precisely designed acreages based on ancient decrees, patterns that venerate imperial saints, or wild forms based on the seasonal whims of their rulers. Some fields are not on the land at all, such as plankton farms that reap the oceans or underground fungi caverns. Other Agri-worlds instead specialize in livestock, from the ubiquitous groks to the unique native beasts that cannot thrive anywhere else. Like the flora, these don't have to be terrestrial, and could include gargantuan sea beasts larger than a starship, or sky-blackening clouds of protein-rich insects. In some cases, these planets might import base fodder or cultivate hydroponic algae just to feed these fauna until the beasts are harvested. All of this work breeds strong individuals who readily apply their muscles to any problem. It is somewhat rare for them to leave their homeworld, but those who do can find many new jobs across the Imperium. Still, the Astra Militarum is known to draw in Agri-world natives, especially in times of invasions for nearby planets. Some Agri-worlders might develop an affinity for machinery. After much experience working with autocytes or harvester crawlers, this could be noticed for recruitment into the cult Mechanicus. The endless tabulation of harvest output, seed usage, and other essential organizational recordings can indicate a talent perfectly suited for the Adeptus Administratum and a vital posting anywhere across the Imperium. And because Agri-worlds are almost always ruled by the Adeptus Administratum rather than by their own local planetary governors, all of these natives can move away from their planet if they're lucky enough. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. This was Gershwin with One Mind Syndicate signing out.